Hey, this is Marcos77, and today I am playing on this server called OneCraft. And this server, I think it's been around, but maybe it was in kind of a beta phase, and now it's good to go. There's probably some things that still need fine-tuning, but it's a very vanilla server with a couple of plugins. There are no teleports, and so that makes it kind of interesting. And a bit more challenging than most servers. So I wanted a server that was a little bit more vanilla and more challenging. So this definitely has fit that. But there are some cool things this server has, and I'll show you that today. All right. So one thing this server has that makes it a lot of fun is it has these little treasure chests you'll find. I think mostly when you're mining, and I'll show you an example of that. This is my tiny little base. I just started yesterday. It does have claims, but I'll show you that in a second. Alright, and this is on the latest version of 1.21.8. This is Java, but you can play on Bedrock also. Okay, let me just put some stuff up real quick. Alright, I'm going to show you what happens when you get the little treasure when you're mining. It's funny. Let's go all the way down to where the diamonds are. I'm going down to y equals -59. Alright, so let's go mining and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You get special things while you're mining, like I just got a nature glyph, and you can use glyphs to make magic, like magic spells. The nature one, I believe, helps with plants. You also level up, so I just leveled up agility, and when you level up to a certain level, you can get special features. Like when you level up mining, you can get haste 1 or haste 2, just depending on how much you've leveled up. So I'm mining pretty fast right now. That's because I have haste 1, I believe. I may have haste 2. Alright, we're going to keep mining. There it is. Okay, that's called Common Default Treasure. When you open it, you got some bread. You've got some leather armor. I don't really need that. I do like the bottle of enchanting, and I can use the string too. But sometimes you'll get like emeralds, or you'll get gold, or you'll get iron. One time I even got diamond armor, so that was really cool. And here's another one. Sometimes they come really fast. There's different levels of these treasures. Some of them have amazing stuff like iron blocks, gold blocks. They'll have TNT, and like I said, one had the diamond armor, which really helped. I don't know why I'm getting so many, but I'll take them. They give you these wooden pickaxes. I don't really need that. But I will say sometimes the wooden pickaxes have silk touch on them, so I can use that. Alright, I got some diamonds. That's what I needed. Thanks. Okay, I don't need that. And so the levels that you get, you level up for mining and farming and other stuff. It's kind of like MC, MMO, or Aura skills. Those are a plugin called MMO. And that's pretty cool. It gives a little more depth to the game. There's also these cool structures around the game, and I think there's something cool with mobs, but I haven't gotten to that yet because I'm too scared to die. I need better armor first. Um, but I'm going to show you the way to claim. The claiming is called "Get Off of My Lawn." I think the plugin's called. It's funny. All right, let's put some stuff up. All right, let me show you how the claiming works. So you have to get an ender pearl, and you can get a lot of ender pearls from those treasure chests. And then we need stone, just right here, and we need some wooden logs, which I should have. Here they are. Okay, and so you have to make what's called a claim anchor. And to do that, just put the ender pearl in the center. The four corners will be the stone. And then what's left will be the wooden logs. Alright, I may have done something wrong. Let me think. Okay, if you can't remember the recipe, you just go to this command called polydex. And then you go to search, type in anchor, and they'll all come up. Let's see. Oh, I put the stone in the wrong place. Okay, that's easy. So you just put the ender pearl in the middle. The stone does not go in the corners. It goes like across, and then the wooden logs go in the corner. Alright, we have a makeshift claim anchor. Now what's cool about that is you can actually, that only has a 10 radius, so 10 on all sides. But you can actually make it larger. I have some iron. So you just put in there and you go iron ingots on the top and bottom. On the sides you do the blocks. Oh wait. Yeah. And now you have a reinforced claim anchor that has a radius of 25. But don't stop there. Now you can get some gold, which I just happen to have. You put that new one in the center, and now you do blocks on the side, the ingots on the top and bottom, and then the stone on the corner. Alright, now you have one with a radius of 50. So that is pretty cool. Okay. You can also make these goggles. And when you put the goggles on, let me sleep real quick, you can see the borders of your claim. Okay, it's called Goggles of Claim Revealing. So I'll show you that real quick. So right now my area is claimed, but you can't see it. So when I put on the goggles, you can see those red blocks that are outlining my claim. It's pretty big. That's nice. But what we can do is make another claim. so I'm not going to do it right now, but if I know this has a radius of 50, then I can go 50 blocks over, and I can do another anchor, and that means 200 blocks will be claimed going left to right, going horizontally, and then I can add as many as I want to increase the claim, or I can go claim somewhere else. Pretty sure you can have multiple claims that don't have to be connected. So it's pretty easy to claim your land. The first time you do it, it takes a little while to get used to it, but after you do it a couple of times, it gets easy. There's also structures, so you'll just be kind of traveling around, and out of nowhere you'll see a structure. I'll show you an example of one. And I'm going to take my goggles off, put on my regular helmet. Okay. Let's make a boat real quick. Okay. You can't do a set home on this server either. It's very vanilla in that way. So you really got to know where you're going and don't get lost. This is an example of one of the random structures that kind of comes out of nowhere. And if you go to the top, usually there's a bed and a chest and other stuff. So you can get some cool stuff just visiting the structure. I played on another server recently that had these too. They make the server a little more interesting. If you just travel through here, sometimes you'll find even more structures. For example, here's some ruins over here. So I already went through here and I found all the chests, but there's some cool like prismarine materials that you could get. Pumpkins, just materials. There's a bunch of chests, but most of them I emptied. So that's pretty cool. It makes the game a little more exciting. You could make this your base too if you wanted to. Some of the stuff I don't need. Alright, so that's basically the server. There's probably a lot that I forgot to show you, but I can make another video. When you start off, I believe you start off at the coordinate 0, 0, and you'll be by some people's homes that are claimed, so it's not going to really help you much. So I would just advise when you start off, get away from the spawn and just go find an area you want to build in. And as soon as you can, make one of those claim anchors so you can protect your base. It's also nice to find a village. I got lucky and there was a village near me, and so I already have some villagers and some librarians that'll help with making enchantments. But there's a lot of area to explore, so this world is still fairly new. So come check it out, and there are guides on the Discord all about the plugins, so those help a lot. Alright, thanks for watching.